Hi everyone and welcome to episode 9 of Can I Do It Better with Ajax, the Champions League edition. So since the last time we were together was the Inter Milan game where we lost our second game in the group stages of the Champions League. Having previously lost to PSG, we then lost to Inter Milan. We played 2 games since, one in the league and one in the cup, and won them both comfortably. Our first 11 played the game against AZ Alkmaar, and the second 11 played the game against Telstar in the cup, and both did pretty well. But the entire point of this particular save in this series is to see if we can better the results of Ajax in the Champions League from their 2018-19 season, and we're doing very, very poorly. You can see we're sitting bottom of our group after 2 games. It's a really hard group, PSG, Inter Milan and Shalke. We lost against PSG at home. We lost against Inter Milan away. Today's game against Shalke is really important. We have to get some points on the board. Ajax in their 2018-19 season reached the semi-finals of the competition, if you remember. So we are well below where we need to be just at the moment. Everything else is going fine in terms of our other competitions, but the Champions League is proving very, very difficult. So we do need to change it around today. Most people are now fit and healthy, which is a positive. If we go and look at the team squad page, you can see that there's no major issues in terms of injuries other than Schürrle has got one. Which is okay. And you can also see Daley Blinder's had some bids for him. He's not happy about the amount of play that I'm giving him or not giving him, really. It's just too difficult to fit him into the system that I want to play in the squad. I just think that he's a really fabulous squad player, but isn't quite good enough for where I want to play him, and we don't play the defensive midfield role, so that's the biggest problem he's got. So he's got a bit disgruntled. He's on 27 grand a week. Not that we're figuring about long term, because we're only going to be here for this season, but he wants to go, so we're going to let him go in the January window if a suitable bid comes in that he's ready to accept the contract for. So yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty good, really. Our strikers are now coming back into fitness, having been long-term absentees, which is good. And so let's get and see what the team is for today's match. So the team for our game against Shalke at home in the Champions League group stages is Onana in goal, Christensen at right back, Tagliafico at left back, Magellan and De Ligt in central defence, De Jong and Van Beek in central midfield, Labyad as the attacking midfielder, Ziyech on the right, Tadic on the left, and thank goodness Dolberg is coming back to fitness and plays up front. He's got a problem with his match sharpness, but the only way that's going to improve now that he's up to 100% conditioning is to play some games. So we're going to give him that chance today, and Huntelaar is on the bench. Makianok has done pretty well for us. You can see that in the games that he's played, he scored a few goals, so he will get plenty of game time throughout the rest of the season. If either one of these 2 players don't start scoring quickly, he'll be back in, but I just need to get these 2 fit, and so we've got options moving forward. The only other thing to tell you about is that I've completely changed the way that I want my team to play. We've had a patient build-up in the tiki-taka type of game style up to this point, and it's not working. It's not dominant enough. So I'm going to change to the gegenpress. We're going to play a very attacking game, lots of high pressing. It's going to wear our team out, which means that we're going to have to rotate the players between games in between the Champions League and the league. So, you know, our second 11 are going to get much more game time, probably, just to keep everybody healthy. But I had to change something because we're just not dominating the games and doing the sort of thing that I expect us to be doing at this point in the season. So anyway, enough of all of that. Schalke at home in the Champions League is an absolute crunch game. We have to start getting points. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So in terms of team talk, I've told the players that I expect nothing but a win from this match to keep our good run in other competitions coming through into this competition. And I've also gone into each section of our side and told them that I have faith in them, so get out there and make a difference. A few people have looked happy, lots of people are listening, as pretty much as good as I can expect. So let's get into the match. So we're at home, which gives us the advantage, which is very helpful in the circumstance that we find ourselves. We're playing in our white and red because we're at home. They get kick-off. Schalke have got some very good players. This is not going to be an easy game. This is a really, really hard group. but we've got to start find some points from somewhere, and this is as good an opportunity as we've got. So down the left-hand side, Tagliafico crosses in, loose ball, Ziyech into the box and puts it in the back of the net early. 1.5 minutes gone, and it was a nice move. We moved down the left-hand side. The cross came in. His Tagliafico gets an opportunity to put an early cross in. It's half cleared. Labiad picks up the loose ball, passes it right to Ziyech, and on his left foot pokes it past the goalkeeper who went the wrong way. And that's a really good start, really positive start for a game that we absolutely have to win, really. So let's see if we can keep pressing them and pushing them and asserting our dominance on the game as the match moves forward. You can see in terms of the match stats, we're doing fairly well so far. Possession stats are up. We've had the chances. Dolberg on the end of a cross. Van der Beek on the edge of the box and puts a strike just slightly wide of the left-hand post. But yeah, our shots and our shots on target are better than Schalke's. We've just dropped off possession slightly, but that's okay if we're doing more with it. I don't mind. Goal kick for Shalke. Goes long with the goal kick. Can we win the ball? The loose ball goes to Tagliafico in the end, and so we can counter-attack on them. Goes down the left-hand side, and a really, really poor pass. Oh, what can you do with that? I mean, there's no way I can change the fact that they make silly passes like that. And Schalke have come back at us and now find themselves down their left-hand side. Can they get the cross in? They can. And Embolo puts the ball in the back of the net past Onana. And it all came from just the most stupid of passes from Tagliafico, which fortunately for him, we're not going to see on the replay because it would just embarrass him so much. Simple pass down the left-hand wing. He tried to make it, and he just passed straight to the opposition. They came back at us, cut it across to their left-hand side, got the cross in, and at the near post, Embolo puts the ball in the back of the net, and we're back to 1-1. And it's individual error, and we've seen it a couple of times in this save so far, haven't we? The individual passing through that midfield section primarily has been really poor at times, and it's really costing us in the Champions League. It's okay in the Dutch league where the opposition isn't quite as good. We can get away with it in there. But you play against the likes of Schalke, Inter and PSG, and you make silly mistakes like that, and they make you pay for it. So 1-1 at half-time. We're going to have to be quite aggressive, I think. I'm fed up of their performances, so I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen. They've mostly reacted positive, so we're just going to leave it at that point and go straight back out for the second half and see whether we can actually put in a performance worthy of Ajax in the Champions League. So let's see what the first opportunity for a highlight is. You can see that they've already had to make a change in terms of their personnel. Our team is looking reasonably good in terms of their conditioning. Ziyech with the free kick, and it goes wide, and the goalkeeper didn't even move. I think he saw it wide all the way through and just wasn't concerned by it at all. Hopefully that's just a sighter for Ziyech though, and he can come back later and get a decent opportunity. Here he is again on the edge of the box. Back to Magellan as we rebuild our attack. Nice sweeping ball out left-hand side to Labiad and into Tadic, and he pokes it home past the goalkeeper at the near post. Very good move. Christensen's ball from right to left was excellent. Yablad picks up the ball very nicely and puts the cross in. So his Magellan back to Christensen. First time ball. Their defence was caught out. Labiad cuts into the box, pokes it into Tadic, and he pokes it home nicely past the goalkeeper. And that puts us again 2-1 up. So can we keep our advantage here? We're going to go and check out our team and see what the ratings are. You can see Dolberg, who's coming back from his injury issues, not having a particularly good game. So we are going to protect him, and we're going to give Huntelaar a run out and see if we can up his match fitness as well. Excuse me. We've got a yellow card. I'm not so worried about that. Central midfield, De Jong and Van der Beek. I'm going to take De Jong off and put Elena on. Give him an opportunity for a run out. And what else are we going to do? We've got a nervous right back. He played a really key role in the second goal that we scored, but his conditioning's down and he's got a slightly poor rating compared to some, and he's nervous, so we're going to take him off and put Mazraoui on instead. And those are the 3 substitutions that we're going to make. We're going to not change anything about our style of play. See if we can get a positive result. I mean, look at those match stats. We're dominating the shots and the shots on target. We're doing okay in possession stats. So I think it's a decent run out against a decent side in Shalke. Can we just hold on for the 3 points, which are really important? But Shalke have the ball. Have they got one last attack in them to deny us the 3 points and take it down to 1 for a draw? But no, the loose ball goes to Tadic. He dribbles past the defender, then pokes it through to Huntelaar. Nice pass off by Huntelaar. Elena finds the ball, and down the right hand side, Mazraoui. Cross comes in, but it's a bit of a poor cross, and they get it cleared. But Van der Beek in midfield wins the loose ball again, and we come back at them. This is the sort of pressure that I'm looking for. Tagliafico down the left-hand side, cross, another poor cross. Tadic picks up the loose ball again, though. Elena, can we find one last opportunity to have a decent shot at goal? Labyad through to Ziyech. Into Tadic, goes left to Tagliafico, and there's the opportunity that we were looking for. At the back post, Ziyech comes onto the ball with a header and pokes it past the goalkeeper again from close range in and around the 6-yard box. It was a nicely patient build-up in bits. We won the ball back a couple of times. Tadic out left to Tagliafico, sees the run of Ziyech and puts it nicely on his head, and the defence couldn't cope with the run that Ziyech had made onto the ball. And that puts us 3-1 up, and surely that's the end of the game. We're running down the match here. Elena into Tadic, holds on to the ball, takes it nicely out to Tagliafico. Nothing silly, nothing dangerous. Just keep hold of the ball. Tagliafico again, but no, it goes wide out for a throw-in. Not sure what Tadic was thinking there, but Tagliafico wasn't on his wavelength. And there goes the final whistle. And we have some semblance of hope in our group stage, having now picked up a decent win. It was a good 3-1 win, so we're going to praise them to the hilt and keep the momentum from this going. Very happy with the performance. We're going to come back out and see what the result in the other game in the group was. So PSG and Inter, they drew, which is a pretty positive result for us, I would suggest, really. So quality of possession was good. We've been awarded some money. A couple of players looking a bit jaded. They're going to get rotated in the next couple of games anyway, so that's fine. Let's go and have a look at the group and see what that's done for us. So it jumps us above Schalke, who've only got 1 point. We've now got 3. Keeps us on the tails of Inter Milan specifically. That's the second spot, is really what I'm desperate for more than anything else. If we can win the group, that would be amazing, but I don't think we'll be able to catch PSG at this point. But Inter Milan is the important thing, isn't it? So let's go and check out the fixtures and see where the next 3 fixtures fall in the Champions League. So you can see the next one is against the Schalke. Then we've got PSG, and Inter Milan is the last game in the group. So if we can get a win again away from home, harder maybe, but against Schalke, then that puts us in a decent position to have a real go at Inter Milan in the last game, considering PSG are probably going to win the group. So yeah, all to play for, just about. We might just about be able to rescue a really, really bad start in the Champions League. But a good 3 points today. Not much more I can ask for from that. Everybody came out of it healthy and fit, which is positive. Some other strikers got a bit of game time, which is important for their fitness. So that'll do it for today, really. I'm much more happy about where we sit after today's game than I was before. So well done, lads. A good win for us. Now we've got the return fixture against Schalke to come. That will be the next game in the next episode. I'll play the others off the episodes and update you when I come back. So if you're enjoying the series, why not subscribe to the channel? That keeps you up to date with all the videos. If you like this particular episode, and I was far more happy with this one than I have been with the others so far. But if you enjoyed the episode, click a like on it for me. That helps it get seen by other people, which is really important to the growth of my channel. But if you're playing Football Manager yourself, let me know how you're getting on in the comments below. Until next time though, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon, and bye for now.